Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life-changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I'm grateful that you're joining me today. And today I have a special show for you. I have one of my very favorite clients, Melissa, joining us. And Melissa is being super brave today and is willing to help us move some energies around about getting clear about who you are. So Melissa is like most of us. She's in her 40s, and she is learning that most of the life that she has been living really hasn't truly been working for her. And she is redesigning and rediscovering who she is and really bringing forward the energy of who she would like to be. And there's some places and spaces where she's still kind of struggling with standing in that energy. And so today she has been so gracious as to agree to talk live about this stuff and to share it with all of you to help each and every one of us move forward in the ease of who we be. So thank you for being with us today, Melissa. If you would like to say hi to everyone.
Jamie.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
I'm super grateful that you're joining me today. And before we get started and really start diving into Melissa's story in particular, we're going to go ahead and expand out. I think Melissa has a very similar story to so many of us, and I think so many of us are going to be able to really kind of really see ourselves in the many places and spaces that she's going to share with us today. So let's go ahead and get all the way out into who we truly be. So let's go ahead and put our barriers down, 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 our barriers down. Now let's go ahead and expand out and make yourself as big as the state that you're in and go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. Go ahead and make yourself as big as the country that you're in and just expanding your being, not your body, just to allow yourself to get into more space of you, all the way out, all the way down, and all the way up. Let's go ahead and make yourself as big as the country, or the planet that we're on, all the way out, all the way out, all the way out, becoming one with everyone and everything, and the universe. The multiverse, multiple universes. Let's times that by million, times that by million, times that by million, times that by million. All the way out to the space of who you be as the infinite being that you be. Really settling into the space of you, giving yourself the presence and the ease to move forward. Awesome. So Melissa is really, I think maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable enough to really share with us her path and what's been going on for her and where she's at and how she would like to move forward. So Melissa, would you like to maybe even share what we were just talking about a few minutes ago about who you are and where you're at in your life?
Yeah, so I grew up in a very religiously structured family. And growing up, my parents had these expectations of me, being a girl, that I would, grow up and I would get married and I would have children. I'd be a stay-home mom. They never really had any design for me to be. They never talked to me about careers or what would you like to be when you grow up or any of those things. And I found that I struggled with that as I was growing up because I had all of these attractions to women when I was going through like puberty and stuff. I had all of my friends that I I was usually attracted to. And I was like, well, why am I attracted to my best friend? Why am I not attracted to this guy who likes me? And I just kept kind of pushing it away. I was like, well, she's my best friend, you know, we just like to hang out together and it's not a big deal. And so I had so many like failed relationships with men because I could never connect with them, and I didn't feel comfortable around them. I didn't feel like I wanted to even be with them, even though they liked me. And I got myself in different situations where I had a baby when I was 16, and my boyfriend raped me, and it was really traumatic. And then I had to give up my baby for adoption because my family was like, you didn't, you know, you're an unwed mother, like you're not married and you can't have a baby right now and you have to give your baby up. And so I went through a series of grief constructs with that, and about like trying to define who I was. And I kept following that path of, I need to marry, you know, I need to get married and have more kids. And I met a man after I had finished a couple of years of college. And at that point in my life, I decided I didn't need to be in a relationship for love. I just needed someone who could help, you know, take care of me or help me have kids. And so I spent 20 years in a relationship where the man I was with didn't love me. And it was decimating and brutal. And I have 3 beautiful children. And it was at a point in our marriage where I had my kids were getting older, and I was having a conversation with my husband at the time about our relationship, about what I was expecting from us, you know, what was going to happen after our kids grew up. And we spent 9 hours in the car on his way to his grandparents' funeral talking about our relationship. And he didn't even hear a word I said. We spent the next 6 months like on the same track, like nothing changed, nothing was changing. And I was at a point in my life where I was like, if this doesn't change, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I felt like I was at my last like thread. Like I was like, if this doesn't change, I don't want to be here anymore.
Okay, Melissa, can I stop you right there? First off, please, thank you so much for just sharing all of that. You just had really so much vulnerability and openness with all of that, and I just want to acknowledge that. Thank you for sharing all of that information. And really, I think so many of us can identify with being in a life, in a reality where we wake up and just like you're just saying, you know, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be in that energy. And I want to say to everyone that is really a key indicator that you're not living in a life that's true for you. And as you said, you know, in the beginning, having that awareness that, you know, at a very young age that you were having things that going on for you that maybe your family didn't understand, maybe they didn't think was okay, right? Maybe they didn't even entertain. So even going in from being very young and realizing that you're attracted to women, and how that, like how you were even not even really able to process that. Now, for many of us, there's times in our lives where we start to have awarenesses of something, but we can't even really process the information. Can you tell me, at that age, were you even really able to really even put into words what that meant for you?
No, absolutely not. Like I felt like even now when I look back, I feel like I'm still kind of living in those constructs about those, because I have attractions to women now, and I haven't really come out and said, you know, I'm gay and that I have attractions to women. There are very few people that know that about me. And so I still have these like, it's like high school things, you know, where I'm like in high school and I have this attraction and they don't know I have an attraction and I don't want to say, and I'm really scared. And I, you know, and like, what are people going to think when I say that? So I feel like I'm still kind of trapped energetically in that space when I was in high school with my best friend and had an attraction to her and didn't tell her that I had an attraction to her. And so she had a boyfriend, you know, and I just kind of had to stand by the side, on the side and be like, okay, well, she has a boyfriend, you know, I can't be in a relationship with her, or she doesn't even know that I like her in that way. And would she be open to being in a relationship with me? You know, I am having all of those things happening to me right now.
Okay.
Every
So
single one of them.
let's just clear here for a moment. Let's just take out all these places and spaces where you're not allowed to know who you are, where you're not allowed to access who you are, where you're not allowed to, that right there, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Sweet prize, 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 sweet prize. I find that it's so common that people and you're kind of in the middle, I would say, of your journey, where you know now who you are. It's just getting into really truly being that, right?
Yeah.
You know, and there's two different places here. There's that place where it's like you're still trying to kind of I'm going to say figure out who you are and what works for you. And then there's those places where you know who you are and what works for you, but getting into that zone and being able to actually truly stand in that place is a totally different thing, right? I'm just going to hold more space.
There's a lot of constructs about that too, because
yeah.
I mean, I'm like, where do I fit in? Because I was married and I have kids. You know, like, where do I fit in? What do I even identify myself as? Like, there's so much stuff going on in the world right now. And I'm like, well, I don't even know how to define myself. I don't know how,
just 1 second,
or to find people that are like me, because I've already created, like, I'm older. Like, I'm in my 40s. It's not like I'm a teenager and just figuring it out that I'm gay and I like women. You know, I'm in my 40s, and women in their 40s, like the women who identify as being gay or lesbian, they have partners, and they have had partners for long periods of time. It's not like they're out socializing looking for other partners. Like, I'm like, where am I going to find a partner?
Though. Let me stop you there for a second, because all of that's conclusion. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Sweet prize, 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 sweet prize. Everywhere you've decided that everyone that's like you is not available for you. Ooh, everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Sweet prize, 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 and all the constructs, structures, adaptations, and mutations in and around that you're always going to be lonely. Like, that's a big thing for you. And I want you to look at that, because majority of your life, right? Especially if you were trying to fit yourself into a relationship that didn't really work for you by choosing men because it didn't work for you, right? You've spent most of your life confined or resigned to the idea that you're going to be in a relationship and you're going to be lonely, or you're going to be by yourself and you're still going to be lonely. Yeah, everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Sweet prize, 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 sweet prize. Everywhere it feels really difficult to walk the path that you're walking now, and it feels very lonely, and it feels very like you're never going to find what you're looking for. Ooh, all of that, 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 all of that. That almost makes me dizzy. Everything, all of that is, can we just remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize, 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 vaporize. You know, our point of view always creates our reality. Our reality does not create our point of view. So when we stand in that energy of where we believe we're always going to be lonely and that people aren't going to be able to connect to us on the level that we're at, that right there. I'm just going to expand that out further because we want to get to all of the connection points and all of the decision points in and around where you decided that was true for you. And you've had a lot of lifetime of that, right? This whole lifetime, you have lived in constructs where people couldn't connect to you to where you're at. Yeah, everything else that is right there. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Melissa, how long have you been divorced now?
5 years.
So in the 5 years that you've been divorced, would you say that you're having the same feelings you were having going through your divorce or when you were married, or are they different?
And they're different.
Okay.
Because
go ahead, tell us if you would like to share like what you've been going through and kind of, I guess how you really kind of started to step into you or whatever is coming up for you right now.
That moment that I had where I was like, I'm done. Someone stepped into my life. And she was incredible. She changed my life forever. And we fell in love, and we were in the same place about not being open about who we were. But it was very short. She passed away.
And how long has it been since she's been gone?
2 years.
So again, leaving you in that space of feeling lonely and feeling like no one's going to show up for you. But at the same time, she has been showing up for you, which is another subject but she has been showing up for you, just not in the physical form.
Right.
And let's create some more space around that, more space around that, more space around that, more space around that. Which also, I would say, all the form, structure, and significance in and around the relationship that you had with her, everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of your universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Now, I know that there's still really, because that was the first person that you were really allowed to show up as you with, even though both of you were kind of like, you were showing up together, but at the same time, not really being the true space of you, right? Because you couldn't really openly be who you were.
No.
And I know since
it was a secret.
Yeah. And since her passing, I know that it's really hard for you to kind of move forward and even choose someone moving forward because of the connection that you have with her.
Yes.
So what I want to look at here within that even is like these places and spaces where it's like you can't let go of her because she's kind of because the reality is she's not going anywhere, right?
No.
She's who she is already kind of in a connection with you. But when we hold on in a way where it has like a, because when I say that, I don't know if you can feel that, but there's like this fear of like, oh, I can't release her, I can't let go of her because she's the only thing I have. Do you feel that in you?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you know about fear?
It's constricting.
Yeah. And what happens when you're scared of losing something? What are you projecting
You
at
hang
the
on.
thing?
Um,
When you're scared of losing someone or something, what are you projecting at it?
I just feel like I'm hanging on tight. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like.
Yeah, definitely. But when
I
you're
feel like there's not a lot of space. Like I feel like I don't have enough space.
well, and plus, I mean, when you say feeling like you don't have enough space, does that feel like okay? So for me, when I think of the fear of losing someone, right? What I'm actually projecting at them is I want to lose that person.
Yeah.
Because fear is kind of one of those like fear is they don't perceive the fear. All they perceive is the energy coming at them of losing that person.
Yes.
So when you have a fear of losing someone, you're actually projecting at them more that you want to lose that person. So we want to change that energy. We want to remove even the constructs in around the fear of loss, what everything all of that is. And all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize, 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 vaporize. It's like that energy right there. We want to uninvert and invert that. Uninvert, invert, uninvert, invert, uninvert, invert. Because what you want to step into is the comfort, the peace, and the ease of knowing that that person is always around you. That person is always supporting you. More space, 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 more space. Now I want you to think about her again. And just really get the energy of who she is and where she's at. Now, does it feel like the energy's changed around that with her? Or does
Yes.
it still feel the same?
It feels more expanded.
Okay, does it still feel sad?
No.
So, if you didn't have to be sad about her anymore, what would that mean about you? Everything all of that is. And all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Do you ever feel like the connection that you had with her or the love that you had with her, do you ever feel like you're never going to have that again?
Yes.
Okay, so where's everywhere you have that stored? And where's everywhere you've aligned and agreed with that? Resisted and reacted to that? Defended for? And defended against? Righteous for? And righteous against? Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize, 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 vaporize. So if you're holding on to the energy that you can never truly have that connection with anyone again, and that no one is going to be able to fulfill that connection with you, are you ever going to be able to have that connection with anyone ever again?
No.
So when you look at the energy of that, can you see even why potentially you've been choosing to surround yourself with people who are unavailable to you?
Yes.
Because if you decided that you're never going to have another connection like that with anyone ever again, and that no one's ever going to be able to make you that happy or fulfill you in the way that she did, then that's exactly what the universe is going to continue to show you, is that there's never going to be someone that's going to connect to you in that capacity. Can we just choose to remove that viewpoint from all of your universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Sweet prize, 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 sweet prize. And can you also see how when I look at this in the grand scheme of it, I can even see how, like, I don't remember if you actually said that out loud here on the show or if that was when we were talking before, but you had said that, you know, your parents had dreams for you, right? And it was always this like, you know, you get married, you have kids, you find it, well, first, I guess, you find a man who is going to quote unquote fulfill your dreams, right? And then you get
Right.
married and you have kids, and when you start going against that energy, or when you start to realize that that energy is not really truly who you are, one of the things that that I think is interesting about energy is we start almost like self, what's the word I'm looking for? Like we start programming ourselves with these other ideas to fulfill what we thought we had to do, right?
Yes.
So everywhere you decided that you had to be that person that your parents thought you should be. Oh, all the way over, all the way over, all the way over, all the way over. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Safe prize, 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 safe prize. What's coming up for you right now?
I have this connection with her, even though she's passed on, and it's changing right now, that connection, not in a way that is, I mean, it's changing in a good way, but I want to be more connected because I feel like we have something to say together. And I'm like, what would be required for us to be able to collaborate on something that we can share with other people about where we are and about who we are. And so that's been coming up for me a lot in the last couple of months, because after she passed, I recognized that there were things that were happening metaphysically that I couldn't, I had an awareness that she was communicating with me in a certain way. And I started writing down all of those things. I just started writing everything down. And they were comforting things for me, about how she was still around and how she still loved me. And I've had dreams about her where she walked in and had conversations with me. Lots of different things like that that are interesting, but that some people would think that that's crazy. I've made connections with people who have been through similar experiences as me, who have had a loved one pass on and have had dreams or have had communication, for comfort. And I feel like there's something about that.
So is potentially even getting more clear about who you are is even really stepping into that space where potentially even you are someone that helps others communicate with their passed on loved ones.
Yes.
And what comes up for you when you think about yourself in that capacity? Like, what are the things that you hear in your head? What are the things that you think about when you even consider potentially being someone who helps other people talk to the dead, if you will?
I have a lot of fear that comes up about that, about judgments, about how people will look at me, or, you know, I've followed mediumship my whole life. Like, I've been very interested in it my whole life. I have very strong intuition, which is a lot stronger now that I've been working with you for a couple of years, and we've worked through a lot of different things to the point where I am more aware. And I feel like there's more to come for that, but I feel like I have all of these things that still need to be cleared out to help me step into who I am. And I'm already, because of that, I'm already I decided to go back to school, and I decided, because I love art and I'm an art student, and I have this path that does that, and then I have this other path where I'm like a healer. And I'm really emotional about it.
Well,
because I feel like that's the path I'm supposed to be doing, but I feel like I don't have enough information. I feel like I need to figure it out. And that's not true. But I still have in my head, I'm like, I need to figure it out. I need to figure out how that's going to work. How am I going to, be able to live on that? How am I going to be able to connect with people? Will I be able to connect with people? Will I be able to share those things?
Everything, all of that is, just one second, everything, all of that is, all of that, 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 keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Sweet prize, 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 sweet prize. Get more into you, 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 more into you. So when you think about being a healer, tell me the thoughts that come up for you instantaneously. Like, what are they? Like, is it like you can't do that? You can't choose that? You can't be that?
Yeah, all of those things come up. I have friends that have amazing abilities. I'm like, I don't feel like I meet that I don't feel like I need that. I don't feel like I'm enough or in my awareness to be able to do those things.
Okay, so everything, all of that is, and everywhere you've aligned and agreed with that, resisted and reacted to that, defended for, defended against, righteous for, and righteous against. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Say prize, 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 say prize. I'm just gonna let that vortex for a moment. So what do you know about, like, trying to figure everything out? Like, what does that tell you when you go to trying to figure everything out? Like, is that you, something else, or someone else? You?
I feel like it's something else.
Yeah, someone else, something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something else
I feel like
definitely
it's a block.
a light.
I feel like I feel like I'm at that point where I'm ready to step in, but I feel like I'm being stopped. Like, I feel like there's a block. Like, it's like walking down the street and someone like stands right in front of you, and you have to you stop, and you can't. You're like, well, what do I do? They just stood in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I feel like that's kind of like a lot of what's going on for even why you really can't really truly allow your being to really truly kind of live your true expression of who you are. It feels more like you have to be something that's acceptable and something that is relatable, right? And something that you have a degree now and you have a certificate or a little diploma, right? That says this is who you are and this is what you can be. Everything, all of that.
Yeah.
all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize, 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 vaporize. So tell me, Melissa, if you truly had the life that truly worked for you, what would that look like for you?
I feel like I would be in a community where like there were lots of, like, I was a part of something, like I was a piece in a puzzle to help people in a different way. And it's not a construct of going to an office and sitting at a desk and working on a computer, or it's not a construct where I'm, a salesperson or whatever. It's all metaphysical. It's all about helping people.
What about your
figure
life?
out.
What would your days consist of? Who would you be with? Would you have a relationship? What would that look like for you?
I feel like I would, like in a relationship, I want to be with someone who sees me for who I am and doesn't want to keep me a secret. I don't want to be someone's secret girlfriend.
So everything.
I want to be able to express how I feel in public.
So everywhere you can't do that, and everywhere all of that is right there, everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
All the decision points and reference points to where you've decided that you are not allowed to be you. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
Choose that now.
What would it feel like if you truly were you? That's the energy I want you to go with right now. Like if you had that relationship that you were like, what would it look like? Not what you don't want, but what would that relationship truly look like for you? Who would you be in relationship? Who would you be in your daily life? That right there. Just receive that for a moment. What does that feel like for you?
It's expansive. It's freeing.
So where's everywhere you're not allowed to be free? That right there. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize. Where's everywhere that you are looping in this place and space where you're not allowed to be you? That right there. All the way down, 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 all the Mobius strips, quantum particulates, GQ implants, trifold sequencing systems underneath, around, and intertangled and interlocking in all of this. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Let's just remove all of the connection points and all the decision points that those have around you that are keeping you stuck and locked up and limited in this idea that you can't be you. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Just vaporize, 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 vaporize. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. So me and Melissa have been working on really shifting this for the last few months. And tell me what has changed for you as you're stepping into being the space of you.
I haven't fully stepped into the space of who I am, though.
I know you're not
But as
there
I
yet,
get
but
closer, as I get closer,
what is changing?
I
I want you to acknowledge what's starting to happen. And what are one of the things we were talking about earlier this week? You were telling me about your awareness, right? About how much you're starting to realize how very aware you are.
Mm-hmm.
And about how much you really do know about your daily life. And how is that different than where you were before, I guess is what I'm looking at.
I'm more open to it. Where before I would dismiss like my awareness. Like I would have an awareness about something and I'd be like, oh, that can't be true. You know? Or I'd be talking with, this is usually how it happens for me. I'm very social and I have lots of conversations with people throughout the day. And a lot of people are attracted to me, and because I provide space and I provide light for them. I am kind of like a light in the darkness for them.
Okay,
They
I want you to stop
recognize
you right there
something.
for 1 second.
Okay.
I want you to acknowledge that. I want you to say that again.
What? That I am a light in the darkness?
Yes. And that people are attracted to you.
Yeah.
I want you to say that again. Say people are attracted to me and I'm the light in their darkness.
People are attracted to me and I'm a light in the darkness.
Do you feel how much lighter that is than this other viewpoint that you were telling me about just a little while ago about how alone and how sad you are?
Yeah.
I want you to say the other thing. Say I'm alone and I'm sad.
I'm alone and I'm sad. That makes me giggle.
Because that's not even true. Do you feel how heavy that was when you said that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because that's not true. It's just a limiting belief.
Well, and it's something that you keep looping back into. So where is everywhere that you have access to even being that, and choosing that, and doing that? Everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Vaporize.
But there's something else to that. I'm actually working with several women right now, not like they're my friends, right? So, but I'm working with them and they feel that way. They feel alone. They feel like there's nobody else out there for them. Like I'm attracting all of these women because I'm feeling that. But I also feel like I'm picking up on all of their things too and carrying those around. Like I need to carry them around. Like I need to take that burden from them, like that.
Yeah,
And
so
so
everywhere
I feel like
you're doing that
on.
and everywhere you've been taking that on, and everywhere you've been carrying them around on your back, everything, all of that is, and you've been identifying with that as who you are, because that's a place that you know, right? But it doesn't have to be who you have to choose to be anymore. Everything, all of that is. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of universes? And can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
So tell me more about where you're at right now.
About being a light in the darkness.
Yeah.
I recognize that and it's not just for people, it's also things that I provide that for. I'm in a job right now where I get to work with lots of different artists with their work. And artists are in a different kind of construct because they kind of go through life thinking they're alone and that nobody sees them, all of these things. I provide something for them that changes that for them. And I help show their work. And I curate their work. And so I provide that for the people that I deal with, you know, not just my friends, but also places. I help things, I help the energy shift so that it expands it out so that more things can show up without it being constricted. And since I've been in my job 9 months. We've gotten our gallery space has been changed, completely changed. We have more people interested in showing where we are. We have lots of different artists showing up and standing in who they are, and expanding that out to other people who see the work and are interested in purchasing their work. So I'm not only facilitating the artists to show their work, but also to sell their work. I just have like a small circle of friends, and their lives changed too. I have a friend that I'm really, really close with. I have a huge attraction to her, but she's not interested in one. I have two of these friends in my life right now. And one of my friends was in a very dark place about 7 months ago, where I literally had to, I felt like I literally had to grab her and pull her from the depths of despair. She literally was on the brink of leaving this plane altogether. And just working with her and helping her clear out judgments about herself and about her life. And she is in a whole different place right now with relationships.
So let me stop you for a second, because it sounds like to me like you are getting clearer and clearer about who you are and the space that you provide for other people.
Yes, I am. I am getting more clear.
And you're living that more and more and more. Yes. And when you even look at that sad and lonely place we were just talking about, was that your place? Or was that someone else's? Or something else's? I don't know if anyone can feel the lightness on that, but it definitely wasn't yours. And I'm going to go back to, we identify so often with what we grew up around that we forget often, if we really start looking at who we are and what we're providing, we'll see that there is no figuring out who you are. There is no figuring out the places and spaces that you're going, because you're truly living that space right now. Receive for a moment here. Receive, 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 receive. Melissa has done such a transformation in her life. And there's been so much change in who she is. And although, yes, you may not necessarily be all the way there, do you see how close you are?
Yes.
And the big thing here is when you start really living, and you can start acknowledging the space that you're creating, you just have to receive more and more and more and more and more and more and more. There's not a figuring out. There's just a greater space of expansion. There's just a greater space of moving forward. So, I know that initially we really wanted to talk about really removing or releasing that place where you're still hiding who you are. Right? You're still hiding that energy, and you still have to kind of stay hidden everywhere that you're still hiding, or you have to stay hidden, everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
Choose that now.
Sweet price, 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 sweet price. All the implants, technologies, and or magics in and around, making sure you stay hidden, making sure no one sees who you be and how brilliant you are. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
Choose that now.
Sweet price, 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 sweet price. That right there, whatever all that is too. Just release, untangle, unwind, release, untangle, unwind, release, untangle, unwind, release. All the form, structure, and significance in and around who you used to be. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
Choose that now.
Sweet price, 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 sweet price. Just let all that go.
I feel like we're moving a lot of energy because my body's trying to check out.
So anywhere all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
Choose that now.
Sweet price, 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 sweet price. Want to bring more of you to the surface, bring more of you to the surface, bring more of you to the surface. What can you receive right now to give you more space about who you are with ease? And just receive, 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 just receive. Really just moving these spaces and places where you're not able to see who you are. You know, one of the things I see so often in people I work with is like, you've always been that space, you've just not been allowed to be it. And anywhere that you're still not allowed to access who you are, everything, all of that is. All of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
Choose that now.
Sweet price, 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 sweet price. And really, you're getting closer and closer and closer and closer to who that person is. You know, one of the things I think we talk about often is that place of not figuring it out, right?
Yeah.
And every time you get caught,
I want to go there very often.
You do, but doesn't that feel so
every
heavy?
Second. Yeah.
It wraps you right back up into that heavy and hard every single time. But do you feel the flow of who you be that you're in right now?
Yes.
You feel how much more expansive and how much lighter and freer when you really acknowledge that, like, I am getting clear about who I am. I am living that life every single day. More space, more space, more space, more space, more space, more space. Melissa has really been working very vigilantly to release herself from a lot of that programming and a lot of that old family stuff. And I'm very grateful that you came on today and you agreed to talk live about some of the stuff that's going on for you, and even you know, being the space of allowing us to deliver this message to those who are listening to the call today. What would you say has been really your biggest struggle of really awakening yourself and becoming aware of the life that you would like to live?
judgment. How people, I've always been that person that never wanted to get in, like, argument. I don't like to fight with people or get in arguments or have people make me feel stupid or, like what I say doesn't matter. And so I kept, I kept myself silent for a long time. And I've been living in that. So I struggle with that, being able to talk about it.
And that's that piece about getting clear about who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's step into more of that, 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 more of that. And do you feel like that fear of judgment holds you back often?
Yes.
Have you been feeling like you're getting better about going beyond the fear of judgment, or does the fear of judgment still stop you?
I feel like that changes every day. If I'm extended out and I have more space, I am able to kind of break through those barriers. But if I'm in my head or if I'm looping in some sort of construct, then I find that I don't. Like I feel like that really comes up for me. I had a couple instances last night where I had an opportunity to talk about who I am, and I chose not to. And then I sat there while I was choosing not to and asked myself, what was that about? Like, why? Why did I decide that?
Were you in you or someone else?
Someone else.
I just want to expand all the way through that, 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 all the way through that. So when you went to figuring out someone else's stuff, how does that locks you up even further, right?
Yes.
So when you, I don't know what I'm looking at there, right there. Let's just untangle, unwind, release, untangle, unwind, release.
I find that that's still this is part of my journey. This is part of my awareness it's not that I need to figure it out, but I kind of need to figure it out. Where when I'm with someone, I pick up on their thing. Like maybe that wasn't about me, but it was about who I was with. Like if they were in that situation, they wouldn't have said anything. So I didn't say anything.
Now, do you feel how much lighter that is?
Yeah, I'm like, how do I get to a point where I can clear that so I can change the energy for myself that could possibly change the energy for them?
First and foremost, you have to acknowledge that it wasn't even yours that you were in. And then you can move beyond it. It's the awareness of information that allows you to change it. Everything that doesn't allow that for you, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes, and can we just choose that now?
I choose that now.
Zebra, 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 zebras. You are aware, right? You are aware of what's going on for everyone, everywhere, all the time. And as long as you identify that awareness as your own, you're always going to be tangled in things that don't belong to you. More space, more space, more space, more space, more space, more space, more space. So can we just acknowledge that the experience that you had last night wasn't about you, it was about someone else?
Yes.
And can you see how by acknowledging that it gives you more space to be you, or does it give you less space to be you?
More space.
More space. So, one of the things I like to look at in my own life is every single experience I have is teaching me something. So if I don't make myself wrong and I don't go into, oh, I should have, could have, would have, didn't, blah, 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 then all of a sudden I can go, okay, I can just acknowledge that the people I were around weren't willing to talk about that, and that's okay. I can still
Yeah.
So every one of us, let's just choose ourselves for one moment here and let's just receive. Give ourselves space and places to receive ourselves. Receive, 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 receive. It is a process getting clear about who you are. It's one of those things that the more you remove what you're not, the more you get to see of who you are. We're really out of time for today, so I would like to say thank you, Melissa, for joining us today and allowing us to kind of sift through some of this stuff that we are aware of and give us more space to be able to choose ourselves and more space of possibilities for moving forward. So thank you so much for listening to me today, and thank you, Melissa, for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I will talk to you all next week, and have a great day. Thank you.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.